Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Paul Dashevsky on the line. He's founder over at greatbuilds.com. Paul, welcome to the show.
Hey, Adam. Nice to be with you.
So excited to get into what you're doing over at Great Builds. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career in business?
Yeah, I've been in the real estate and real estate development space for about 20 years. Over 20 years ago, I did a master's in real estate development over at USC. It was a really great program for folks that are interested in that space, and spent the first 10 years of my career working for real estate developers, developing primarily tract homes. And then I spent the last 10 years of my life on my own. I had a shop with a partner of mine, and we were flipping homes over the last 10 years. We got started right about the right time, 2009, after the last recession, and I stopped doing it about a year ago in 2019, before this potentially current recession. And we did it for 10 years, and we flipped about 350 homes. So we had a pretty good run. So that's my background.
Wow. So you're the guy I want to talk to about trends going on in the real estate market and opportunity. But before we do that, let's get into what you're doing over at Great Builds. Tell us a little bit more about Great Builds, please.
Well, so flipping homes, doing as many as we did, I got a pretty good experience with how to renovate a house, right? I kind of got a pretty good sense of how to do that. And the toughest part is working with contractors, right? You got to find the right contractor and the right fit for the right price. And that was sort of all the things that were fun about doing it, that part was actually not so much fun. And I would talk to friends and I would tell them my story, and they would just say, it's funny that you say that. I'm trying to renovate my house now. I'm having a nightmare and this and that. And I'd empathize and give them some ideas. And I realized, man, it's hard for me to do this. And I'm a professional. I do this every day. For the average person, Adam, that renovates, it's like, well, I don't know how they do it, right? And I started doing some research, and I thought, man, it's tough on the average person. I want to do some homework on why this is the case. And I ran into two statistics online about a year and a half ago I found were interesting. I'm not sure you've ever heard of this, and I bet most people haven't. One is, there was a survey done about 3-4 years ago by one of the big contractor websites. They surveyed homeowners that renovated after they renovated, and they asked if they had a good experience with their renovation and their contractor. If you can believe it, over 50%, 52% to be exact, said they had a bad experience with their contractor renovation. I thought, like, where else do you find half the people are unhappy? I mean, if you had a mechanic and he made half his customers unhappy, he wouldn't be in business for very long, right?
No way.
So that was one statistic, right? So one statistic. The second statistic is just in LA County alone, we have over 20,000 licensed general contractors. And I thought, put those two statistics together, I thought, you have a 50-50 chance of finding the wrong guy, a guy that's not going to make you happy. 10,000 of those contractors are, in theory, the wrong guys, and there's 10. So anyways, you get the point. So I thought, all right, what if we created a company, and that's how Great Builds, the genesis of Great Builds, what if we created a company where we made sure that we connected people who want to renovate with one of the good guys, right? We vetted, we did background check, we did this great screening process to make sure that we know the great contractors out there. And then when people come to us, we connect them with one of the great guys, right, out there. And so that's part one, connect them to a great person. And part two, based on what I saw with my friends, is they need somebody to support them along the way. Let's say there's a miscommunication or something with the contractor. They don't know, is the contractor charging me too much? They need somebody to support them. So the second piece of Great Builds is we stay involved through the process, through the whole project, to support the homeowner in case they need anything, if they have questions, if they want to just vent, whatever it is. So those are the two pieces of Great Builds, and that's what we are. We're a free service that connects homeowners that want to renovate with really good contractors, and then we support them through the process. That's what we do.
Wow, what an amazing concept. And just based off the numbers you said, that's crazy. 10,000, there's 20,000 right just in this little area, but then 10,000, what are the likelihoods? And you know what, now that you say that, whenever I've heard people renovate, it's like, oh, they had a guy or they knew somebody or something else. It never was this like formal thing on how somebody normally found who they were going to do the work for, unless they were a professional like you doing all these other things. But for the average person, no way, no how they have a chance.
You look for a contractor, you or someone else. There's one good way to do it, we say, which is ask a friend for a recommendation of someone they liked, right? That's the only good way. After that, there's really no good ways. You're sifting online on the contractor sites. You're looking through your junk mail to see if some contractor sent you a fly. Like, there's no other good way. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. So let's talk. So what kind of response have you gotten from the people that use your service? Because I'm curious if you've kind of I'm guessing it's been night and day.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, like the very first customer we had a long time ago, I remember his thought was, do I really need this? I have a couple guys that I've already been talking to, a couple contractors I've been talking to. We said, okay, no problem. Let us bring in one of our own guys, and then you can compare and just pick the right one for you. Like, we don't care if you pick our guy, just make sure it's the right guy, right? Like that's really what we're in this for. So he ended up picking our guy, but he found out that one of the other guys that came to him, quote unquote, recommended, because his wife said, oh, somebody recommended this person. What he found out was, well, they didn't really come recommended. His wife found him on a Facebook group, so it's not really like a good recommendation. Yeah. And then he was just a new guy. He started about a year ago. He really just owned a hardware store. Like, the more digging you do into any contract, that's what we say. Don't go through us. That's fine. Just do a little digging on your contractor. Look at the reviews, call their references, run a background check. The more digging you do, the more you'll be like, I'm not sure about this. So anyways, that's the point. We find that it's night and day once you start doing a little digging into vetting your contractor, screening your contractor.
So what areas do you deal with primarily? Because national podcast is trying to give the audience a feel for what areas you cover.
Oh, sure. We just got started about a little over a year ago, and we're covering the areas that where we are here. So we're currently in LA County and Ventura County. So that's where we're at. We'd like to eventually grow and cover more of California. We have some goals to get to Orange County and San Diego County and the Bay Area and so on and so forth. But for now, it's just LA and Ventura counties.
That's awesome. So, Paul, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information on great builds or to connect, I mean, what's the best way for them to get that info?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and at our website, and it's all greatbuilds.com. It's great, the word great, the word builds, but builds is with a Z at the end of it instead of an S, so it's greatbuilds.com, and you can find us online and shoot us a message.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Well, hey, Paul, been great having you on the show today. Thanks for sharing more about your background and all the great work that you're doing over at Great Builds to help people get the right contract for them so that their project goes off without a hitch. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the comment section. Love to hear what kind of projects you're working on and what you have going on in business. And Paul, thanks again for coming on the show.